Tin is on the move, and here to tell us about some exciting updates with their tin and tungsten projects is Joe David, the Managing Director for Elementos. Joe, it's a pleasure to see you again. How are you?
Hey Shay, great to be back with you. It's obviously been a little while because we got a pretty big list of items to discuss today.
We certainly do. We have a cracker of an interview here, according to my notes. We're going to kick off first, though, with tin. I believe there's a binding agreement that has been signed for your tin smelter in Spain. Mate, what are some of the details to this?
Yeah, so for those not familiar with our story, we have the Oropesa tin project in the south of Spain. So that is a tin mine, but our whole strategy is to supply tin metal into the European market. So the basis of our DFS was always smelting via a European-based smelter. And we've had a term sheet, non-binding term sheet over 220 Ks away from the project for about a year. In the last month, we have executed binding option agreement on that, which now gives us the rights to take up 50% ownership of the company that sits over that smelter and really locks in our strategy to be the only European tin supplier or primary tin supplier into the European market.
Now, I noticed in your quarterly that was released at the end of October, you talk about interest in your Spanish assets. Can you contextualize what this means for investors?
Yeah, so being one of the, I think, two tin development assets in the entire world now with definitive feasibility studies on them, we've attracted a lot of interest from the industry. As you know, and we've spoken about in the past, it's only a handful of development assets, exploration and development assets, and there's only two or three of us really at that final stages going into construction before operations. And because of that, the globe is short tin, certainly a lot of interest in any independent tin projects, and we're starting to see that. So we've had inbound interest from some of the major players within the tin industry, base metals industry, and the trading industry. And we have a number of those parties, strategic parties in the data room having a look at the project. So the shape of that yet to be defined, but there's certainly combinations of equity investment, debt facilities, and offtake of the metal that will be supplying into Europe. That we're all the key components to bring the project online. We're talking to parties about right now.
We haven't spoken a lot in the past about your Cleveland project located in Tasmania, but on the 6th of November, you released some results in relation to this project about ore sorting of the tungsten. What does this mean?
Yeah, so this is a bit of a step change for the project. The project has for a number of years had a tungsten resource sitting at the bottom of the old tin mine. It's had just under 4 million tonnes at 0.3% wolframite. So wolframite is the form of tungsten you really want. Scheelite's a little bit harder to process. Wolframite's really good. And we've got some really nice chunky wolframite sitting in quartz veins in a porphyry style mineralization. Because of that, we always had a thought that it was going to upgrade really nicely through ore sorting. This morning, we finally got those results in the market, and they're fantastic. And our investors should be extra excited about what they see. So these numbers are in front of me. So apologise having to read some of them, but we've got nearly over a 400% upgrade in the closest test we had to our resource grade. So our resource grade is just under that 0.3%. This is about 2.24%. We've had a 411% upgrade, which takes that tungsten to nearly 1% that would be getting fed into our mineral processing plant. Now, already our resource grade would sit us as one of the higher grade tungsten deposits. See, I'm a tin guy. Tungsten deposits in the world. But with this ore sorting, it nearly takes us to one of the highest deposits globally. We are also currently working on upgrading that mineral resource. So as I said, just under 4 million tonnes. We're hoping through the additional drilling we've done since the last resource was done, as well as finding some historic core and reassaying that down at the core library in Tasmania from the project historically. We should have a re-estimate of that resource. I'll hesitate to saying it's going to be larger, but certainly we're hopeful it's going to be larger. So the combination of in the next few months couple of months, we will have a resource out. We've got these really impressive ore sorting upgrades. In addition with the tin resource that sits above it, starting to look like a really, really interesting project in its own right.
And just to round out the good news overall for Elementos, I noticed that you recently raised $2.9 million and that there was a large chunk taken up by the chairman. First of all, congratulations. But also, what does this mean for the company?
Yeah, so just to clarify, it wasn't a raise done by the company. This is an exercising of options that have been in the company since the 2024 raise. But I guess what's positive for the shareholders, our share price has run high enough where those options have now come into the money. And we've got $2.9 million now in our cash in our bank account to move forward. But critically, and I think what will get our investors in the market quite interested, 1.9 of that 2.9 came from our board of directors, which is the basis that they have supported the company for many years. And in the 2024 raise, where these were issued, there was a big support from the board of directors. Now, again, with these options being exercised, another big a bit of support into the company with directors, as I said, putting 1.9 million of the 2.9 into the company to move forward. So I think investors, current investors and hopefully prospective investors should take a lot of confidence of what the board's seeing and the future we see moving forward.
Well, this is fantastic momentum for Elementos, and I look forward to speaking again with you soon. Hopefully, it's not so long in between chats next time.
Thanks, Shay. Appreciate it.